Let me just test my audio against this. I think it's good right now. If I can just, you know, get my audio just a little less overbearing. Alrighty. I believe this is Losers Round 3. Yes, Losers Round 3 of the Beat to Drowsee Randomizer Tournament. So if you guys have never seen any of these before, the idea is very simple. You go and beat the first boss of the Explorers of Sky game, Drowsee. But things might look a little different, you know, but I'm sure you can figure it out as we go on. Yes, this is Losers Round 3. I guess I am doing literally everything. So let me pull up the tracker. quality liking of here. Okay, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And they are off. We'll see how they do going through. Pest with going mash a female as a solid choice throughout. And he will be getting Gliscor, which is actually a pretty decent Pokemon. Gligar is better than Gliscor for some reason. But, definitely a solid choice. And Hippopotas for crrool. And, Minoon, definitely a good choice. But P-Box deciding to reset instantly, seeing he has no moves. Lumineon, an interesting choice from him. Resetting in this game doesn't take too much of an amount of time. It takes like 50 seconds if you're kind of fast at it, like P-Box was. Lava Plume. Now this is a workable moveset for crrool. The Hippopotas knows an attacking move. The Lumineon knows 2 attacking moves. It's doable. We see P-Box going for a Trico. If you look at the stat line of starters, you would think, oh, they're garbage, but they actually have a crazy amount of level growth. And we are seeing Bagon from P-Box. Bagon's a very good Pokemon in this ROM. It has very good starting stats. The only thing that's bad on it is its defensive stats, which you'll have to be careful with, but already getting frozen. Feels bad, man. P-Box might want to check his Pokemon's abilities, considering that he's seen Sandstorm on 2 of the floors now, and crrool has not. Kind of indicates that one of his Pokemon might have Sandstream, which would be very unfortunate, yes, and his starter does have Sandstream, so he's gonna reset off the Sandstream. Unfortunate event going out for P-Box, but it happens. It indeed does happen. So, for the crrool's out of Beach Cave now, but he's just hurdled the first hurdle in the 100-meter hurdle. Terrible analogy, but work with me here. And P-Box getting a Sandslash. Sandslash is also a decent Pokemon, but he thinks that Trico is worth getting again. He didn't check the summary of Trico's abilities, but we'll see. Ooh, and this Sandslash is actually really good. Even though Sandslash you wouldn't think is the best Pokemon for a bulkier kind of setting that we often find our opponents in. Sorry, I can't spell and I can't find Sandslash. There you are. That's Shrew, not Slash. There you go. Anyway, back to the rando. I believe that's Dragon Breath on Trico. Definitely giving P-Box a little bit of advantage in terms of damage control. So I've been talking a lot about P-Box. Let's talk about crrool in his situation he finds himself in. He's kind of low health, but he's also going through Drenched Bluff at a decent pace. Lava Plume actually doing him wonders, because most of the Pokemon in here are indeed grass types. Lava Plume isn't perfect in accuracy, and he still is at low health, so he has to be careful about that. Let's see. That's actually a pretty good stack growth on the Sandshrew. Ooh, and Trico learning Octazooka. A very, very good water type move to complement his Dragon Breath already. But we have no idea. Here's the thing about randos. When you're playing these tournament matches, you have no idea where your opponent is. So it's very hard to judge what you should be doing based on what you're doing at the time. Because Pestilent has reset twice now. He's like, I don't know how I'm faring compared to my opponent. But we're only 5 minutes in, so where you could be 5 minutes in is insanely different. You could be still in Beach Cave dying or resetting like Pestilent is, or you could be almost done with Drenched Bluff like crrool is, or you could be already in Mount Bristle if you're freaking Humistus. Ooh, we can see Attack Order on the Octillery a long ways away. How's crrool going to deal with this? Running away from it might not be the strat here, but he's going to try it, and it will pay off for right now, but he's still in a very sticky situation. And in terms of sticky situations, P-Box has found himself asleep in front of a Pokemon, and he's going to die to the nightmare waking up. That is not a good sign for him. He's already been through Beach Cave Floor 1 3 times now. And he's just done with it. He's trying to get through, but he has to be careful because both his Pokemon are not the bulkiest. Trico is good stat growth, but at level 7 or 8 like he is now, not the bulkiest Pokemon on the earth. And like that, crrool's out of Drenched Bluff when Pestilent's still struggling to get through Beach Cave. What a sad sight to see. This Qwilfish is actually pretty nasty. Sometimes you find like really nasty Pokemon, but it's the rare. And sometimes you just don't see him as often. Like I believe the crrool didn't see. You might have seen one Qwilfish, but other than that, and that anti-stay flow is not going to help P-Box in catching up to crrool. I didn't even see what crrool got in the shop, but I would. Normal shop gives you 1 seed or many other items, and insult to injury comes to P-Box with Lightning Rod being on the Zubat. And Shadow Ball's not the most appealing option. And 6 minutes and 34 seconds in, Pestilent is finally out of Beach Cave. What a sight to behold. So this is an interesting strat from crrool. I believe he didn't. Seeing this makes me think he didn't get any max elixirs in the shop because he's A-attacking things when he has to. Which is smart because Lava Plume has what? Like 9 PP? 8 PP? It's not something you want to be using all the time. And these Tanglers are really bulky. They could really, oh, excuse me, put a dent in your Pokemon. And that Trico having Insomnia is very clutch. But it might not save him all the time. Now this is just a matter of who can get better stairs luck first. P-Box needs a little more help than crrool does in order to catch up. But it looks like they're both getting good stairs luck right in the moment. Oh, here comes the Sandstorm from crrool side, this is gonna slow him down at least a little bit. But remember, his Luminion is the only one that takes damage from it, so he doesn't have to worry about his own health depleting from the sandstorm. This is great. Drench Bluff has great music, by the way, this ROM. I don't remember exactly what it is from. It sounds like a something from a special episode. P-Box citing delete me first. I believe me first works kind of like Substitute does, which Substitute's kind of broken, from what I understand. If you can use Substitute and then just run away from everything. Because they have to attack you, they can't attack your partner in that state. But I haven't seen that in use yet, so that I might be completely wrong there. So we've seen P-Box getting out of Drenched Bluff, but is this too little too late on his side? crrool's already on the 6th floor, albeit he's in the bad layout of the 6th floor, but I think I might have seen the stairs on the map there. Oh, nothing from the shop from P-Box either. No, I'm just dumb. I didn't see the stairs. He's opting to actually sell stuff to get those elixirs. But does it really? Does he have time to do it? Oh, excuse me. Does he have time to catch up from this? I really don't see a way P-Box loses this run unless crrool just gets insanely unlucky in some certain scenarios. Or P-Box just like channels the inner gamer and gets like 9 stair floors in a row. There's one. Only time will tell. And it looks like he's not going to be doing well here. Especially since this Trico is going to start attacking things. With Octazooka and Dragon Breath doing ranged damage. But crrool's definitely having a hard time damaging these Geodudes. Opting to set Pursuit because he doesn't have anything else to use. Golden Apple, respectable pickup. And like that, crrool's on the boss of Drowsee. We'll see how Drowsee wants to fare today. Shadow Sneak already not being a great sign. But crrool's decent damage output. And nothing really like Hypnosis to kill him. So it looks like crrool will be taking this game if nothing else will happen to Drowsee. And like that, crrool will be taking game 1. And P-Box actually I didn't even see this, he did the 1 room orb on the 6th floor. That's actually a really good strat by him to try to get rid of that dumb 6th floor. And Magma Storm just killing him outright. I feel like after this he'll realize that crrool's already finished. But no, he's going to continue pumping out. Okay, no, he is forfeiting now. He has seen the brighter side of the tunnel, and we will be moving on to the second round between the two of them. I really don't know. P-Box just started really slow. That would have been a lot closer if he had the Sand Slash the first time around. Anyway, I will be right back, guys. Alrighty. And we are moving on to the second one. Let's see. I want to see how they go after they can get a good starter the first time for both of them. Because that would have been a lot closer if the Sand Slash would have been P-Box's first pick instead of his third. And we're off with game number 2 in this best of 3. Oh, excuse me, freaking my cords getting tangled in my mic. That's not okay. We'll see what both these players come out with the first time. A Caterpie for P-Box. And choosing Murkrow. Decent partner choice. I saw a Dragonite there, but Dragonite I would be considered a trap. And the crrool also got a Caterpie with a T-Tar partner. This Caterpie is arguably runnable. Bone Ring is something I would try to run Caterpie with, but P-Box just opting to reset right on. I think after seeing the Murkrow's moves, he decided to not risk it. I think after seeing this, he might... Ooh, it looks like crrool's going to run with this. I can't remember if Captivate does damage. I feel like it does. crrool's taking a long time on the menu screen. I don't know what that's about. I think part of the reason why he decided to go with this combo is that he found the stairs on the floor 1 and Eradicate partner for P-Box. I didn't really get to see what he had as a starter. Driflim. That's actually really good. You can obviously tell Driflim's stats are way better than Caterpie's, in every category actually. But that 2 minutes might be very important later on. crrool's already basically out of... Who's he gonna try to learn Return? Return, if you don't know, Return is based on your IQ in this game. So it'll do a set of 5 damage, which is okay, I guess. Hopefully, you'll probably figure that out now. Yeah, it's set 5 damage. Because your IQ starts at 0, it's always going to be 0. crrool first went out, but he's won the battle because he actually won the war of this ROM. Only time I'll really tell. Because P-Box is already on the 3rd floor of this dungeon. The 2 minutes, or the minute reset, not being as beneficial, maybe in the long run. But who knows, maybe it'll be the difference between... Ooh, crrool picking up a golden seed. That's a thing he should feed to himself right now, but he feeds it to his partner. Maybe thinking his partner would love to learn a move like Seed Bomb. Oh my goodness. P-Box having a hard time getting out of the water there. Because Driflim can go on water, but Eradicate can't. Looks like crrool's gonna go to the old what he did last ROM and have his partner kill the majority of things. But if he doesn't be careful, he might pay the price for that. Do you think T-Tar doesn't take damage underneath sand, or he would be in a lot of trouble right now. But you know who does take damage under sand? Caterpie. And he has to be very careful here with being at 6 health. If he doesn't find the stairs soon, you might just die to the sandstorm. But he picks up a Reviver Seed in the Endurance Bluff. That's huge. Very interesting that P-Box isn't getting the sandstorm in this dungeon. Sandstorm not giving crrool any time to heal. It'd be a shame if he had to use his seed on freaking Sandstorm. That'd be bad. And he even learns Meteor Mash. Meteor Mash is a very, very good move. Oh, and there's the Sandstorm. Yeah, he might just die to the Sandstorm. crrool's getting really unlucky with the Sandstorms. Good thing he had that seed to back him up. But I feel like P-Box started to X-Scissor at some point. I did not see that, but X-Scissor is one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best moves you can have in a rando. Just because of its base power. And like that, they are caught up on the same floor. And P-Box will take the lead finding these stairs earlier than crrool will. crrool's just getting very unlucky with layouts. I swear someone was yawning at some point, but I could have been wrong. Ooh, and if crrool can just not die, he might be able to get out of this place before Pest will. But Pest getting that stair for him on the 6th floor. Pest just has the better team right now, in my honest opinion. And crrool has to rely almost solely on the T-Tar, and him kind of realizing that he's on a timer here, is just trying to go as fast as he can through the dungeons, hoping to get lucky enough. But that still might not be enough. If he was smart, he would be checking his T-Tar for where the stairs might be. But he'll just die of the sandstorm, and that's a very unfortunate death for him, but that's just what you have to do when you run a Pokemon that has very low health stat, like, Caterpie. And no, neither of your Pokemon have Sandstorm. It's okay. And he's just gonna opt to give up shots to get that seed and get an Oranberry almost more beneficially, because freaking that Oranberry is huge in the grand scheme of things. It can help him save himself from Sandstorm, which he's died to twice now. Picking up another seed and Bluff. I think it's good to note that P-Box is running on, I think, 0 seeds right now, so anything just kills him right now. And he picks up another golden seed. crrool's just getting all the good items right now, but he's just not being able to capitalize on it just because of bad luck with Sandstorm. He got good stat boosts from there, but he's level 15 and only has 35 health still. It's not what you would say optimal. And Aftermath Meryl's not going to give crrool a good time either. And while crrool's struggling to get through Drench Buff, looks like P-Box is just blazing through this Mount Bristle at the moment. Using his starter to do most of the damage. I think P-Box is trying to figure out how to go about that. Two-turn moves can be crazy. In terms of just damage output, but you can move around them pretty easily if you're smart about your movement, which I believe he figured out after. Oh, I'm just choosing the wrong way. It always sucks when you choose the wrong way in Mystery Dungeon games. You just know you could have gone the other way. Vaporeon's giving Pest a hard time, just in terms of just trying to get through him. Vaporeon's can be pretty bulky at most times, and with Wrap they just make him make him slow. That's for certain. Oh, and crrool choosing the wrong way. This might be almost deadly for him, especially if he's not gonna hit this Bone Ring. Bone Ring doesn't have a good miss chance. This is... I can't tell if he's using the seed. I was wondering if he used this Oranberry already, but he must have. And Bone Ring is one of those weird moves that continues the animation even after you kill the person and there's no other person to attack. But it looks like the Caterpie has huge power, but oh, look at this, Raticate's almost dead through the use of Petal Dance. P-Box searching for that Oranberry. I believe he has one. He just didn't see he had one. Maybe deciding that it's not worth to use an Oranberry on the Raticate right now. not wanting to screw with that Beldum again. And Pestilent basically has the moveset of a lifetime right now. He has pretty good coverage and pretty good PP usage too. Oh, and he gets the really big stairs on the 6th floor. Beside opting to use them, even if he got the large stair floors, that's very interesting of him to do. The Funch Roll will actually be very beneficial in this scenario where he can hit the Zubat, and maybe even the B-Barrel too, if he moves correctly. But he has to be careful, he's very low on health, at least his starter. And I know Raticate doesn't have amazing amounts of health. And crrool is now finally out of Drenched Bluff. We'll see if he has enough time to catch up, or if it's going to be the reverse of the opposite scenario, where the Pest is just way too far ahead for him to back up. Oh! And Pest actually dying. Pest has no seeds, and he's back at the start of Mount Bristle. This might be the break crrool's looking for. To be honest, I didn't even see what he got in the shop, unfortunately. Oh, and Sonic Boom on the Pelipper might be deadly, but he knows he can take it. The Raticate definitely has more than 10 health. Oh, but Leaf Storm. That'll leave with 10. Just be very careful how he deals with these Pokemon incoming. Might just want to try to get through them all, but the Raticate might die before you can actually get through them with a 4x, 5x Petal Dance. Oh, but Spike can't come from Drowsee. This must be a very stressful situation for P-Box. We have no idea how much this Raticate has in terms of health. But now, crisis averted. Oh, but he's actually Bone Ringing his own partner. crrool accidentally wasting his seed because he thought Bone Ring could go through partners. That's a very unfortunate break from him. And now it's back to the original scenario. 7 floors ahead. And not much hope looking for crrool. Yeah, Pest is not streaming his top screen, so I couldn't have given that Raticate information even if I tried. Troll War, interesting pickup. Oh, but Pure Seed by just checking to see what Pure Seed is by crrool's side. But even with that Pure Seed, I don't think he can make up this damage that Pest is going to do to Drowsee, and Pest is going to take game 2. And we're going to a game 3, people. What a crazy ROM that was! Crazy amount of time that was. Very interesting scenario from both players. We'll see if crrool decides to be a little more choosy with his Pokemon after losing this ROM with a Caterpie. It's anyone's game at this point. It's crazy how that works. And we are off yet again. We'll see what P-Box is getting very momentarily. A Glalie. Glalie is one of the best Pokemon to get in randos, and then Drifloon, the one who gave him game 2. P-Box has a great team going into this. Let's see if crrool would get that Glalie too, but he got Armaldo. That's crushing for him. That's almost an instant reset. But lucky for crrool, P-Box has one attacking move, or 2 attacking moves between the 2 of their partners. And while the Armaldo has U-turn, it might be not enough in terms of trying to get through, especially with freaking 14 health on the Armaldo. Very not looking good for him. The Doduo not doing any damage. The Armaldo can put out a little bit of a hit, but the Dodrio's attack power is just garbage. Let me find. I gotta do my job. But look at Glalie's stats. They're pretty dang good. But you would think Armaldo can't be that bad, right? Yeah, it's pretty bad. But again, they're actually making pretty decent progress. I feel like crrool just feels like he has to take the first thing he gets in order to win, but the second round might have just given him the idea that it doesn't have to be that way. But who knows? He just has to be really careful with his attacks, because he's not a heavy hitter by any means. P-Box the first out of Drenched. But we'll see if, or not Drenched, out of Beach Cave, but we'll see if crrool can follow that up. The Dodrio being Whiffered, definitely a better choice than him being Whiffered, because the Dodrio did a very small amount of damage. Oh, but U-turn missing. Apparently, I was like, Dodrio must have had a lot of health, but he obviously doesn't. And like that, crrool's dead. This is not looking good for him. Will this be the downfall? crrool settling on a bad combo? But it looks like even if he had a decent combo, P-Box has an amazing combo in terms of Vacuum Wave, Zap Cannon, and Confusion. crrool trying desperately to figure out how to deal with Pokemon even with ranged attacks at this point. And what was that, Armaldo learning Constrict? I mean, that's a move. Indeed, that is a move. I believe U-turn's actually 2 spaces in this game. It might not be, though. Ooh, but residual damage like Sand Tomb could really take a toll on him, especially since most of those damages are set. And Zap Cannon having more than a 50% accuracy in this game for some reason. What a crazy concept, hitting moves. Oh, but the Togekiss Magma Storm's gonna kill his partner Drifloon in one shot. Okay, crrool just got super unlucky last time. There's no way he dies again. And like that, they are they're not basically tied, but they're kind of tied. But it looks like Pest is opting to just do movement strats. Interesting concept for him. He could have gone through the lava and just played the long con. Yeah, like in most games. Another thing you can note, yeah, the Drifloon actually was poisoned, but then when he got burned, it got rid of the poison. And arguably, getting burned is a lot better than getting poisoned, because you actually recover health when you're burned. Just means you can't attack with garbage, but if you're not using special attacks, then what's the point? Or if you're not using physical attacks, then what's the point? Excuse me. But just like that, crrool, even though he doesn't have the seed and pity items that Pest has, is in the lead technically right now. But oh, his old nemesis, the sandstorm coming. Thankfully for him, he doesn't really have to deal with residual damage from sandstorm, but oh, this poison's gonna be brutal for him. He might just die right here. And he will. He might try pity items just to be a little more safe in terms of just everything going on around him at the time. Ooh, and I'm guessing that's a Magma Storm from the Togekiss that got the Glalie off guard, but that Togekiss is dangerous. So now the roles have been kind of reversed. Pest doesn't have a seed, but he definitely has this full stair lead, while crrool definitely has a seed to spare. But obviously he can't, isn't in the lead in terms of stairs. That can change very easily. Just one Magma Storm from a rogue Togekiss, or one crit cross shot from a Tangrowth could destroy the worlds of Pest. But Glalie is actually pretty bulky in terms of dealing with stuff. We'll see how crrool fares on the Tangrowth, because it's just like, at this point anything could kill him. That cross shot could have killed him, realistically. Ooh, but he's getting a Joy Seed and a Thunder Team. We'll see if he figures out he can't learn Thunder. That's fine. But he learns Endure. That's actually so clutch for him to, because he's a freaking Armaldo. And Pivox is the first one out of Drenched Bluff. Good moves from him. We'll see how his shop goes. If he can get a seed in the shop, he might be set to take control of this ROM. But we can't get crrool out, especially since Pest did not find anything of use in the shop. Not even going to sell his items for buying other stuff. And crrool's only 2 floors away from getting out of the bluff. Oh, I didn't even realize Dodrio learned Seed Bomb. That's actually pretty good, because Seed Bomb will actually do damage with the Dodrio. And crrool's so close to getting out of the stairs. I think he might just want to try to avoid this C-Dot, but actually just not taking any risks. I don't blame him to get out of Drenched Bluff. We'll see how his shop goes. If he gets a couple seeds and there's some nasty stuff in Bristle, then he might have a decent chance to take this. But we're seeing from the Pokemon we've been seeing in Bristle that haven't really been the most, what's the word, intimidating Pokemon that we've seen in the ROMs. But that Pinsir definitely did put up a fight, mostly because Zap Cannon was actually being Zap Cannon for once. Oh, and a Conga Line for Pest. That's not okay. Warp Orb's only taking 1 away, but it at least removes the Conga Line from 3 to 2. But oh my goodness, that Blaziken knowing Pluck definitely isn't helping him. That's scary for someone with Reviver Seeds. Oh, but Kirlia has Blaze Kick with Unburden. Holy crap, that's such a crazy Pokemon. He has to be very careful with that. And crrool taking this Marill approach very, very carefully, making sure he doesn't get freaking gunk-shotted by the Marill, because every little thing could kill him at this point. He's very, very, very close with... What? I'm very confused. That Kirlia had some type of speed up, but I don't remember. It definitely wasn't Unburden then, because crrool should have died to that Kirlia. just like this, we have a ROM again. Oh, and that Curlier might kill the Dodrio, but he has a seed. He's okay with this. He still has his pity seed, I believe, but that was all they have now. And it's like that, a couple stair floors, and Pest is now in the lead again. This is so back and forth this last match. Oh, and then Blaziken with Sand Tomb. Oh, but Pest is in a little bit of a scenario here because he's confused himself. But he'll get out of it, it's fine. While crrool's just trying to muscle through U-turning the Blaziken. And Pest's getting a decent floor layout for 6. You can get one of 2. You can get one with really small floors and really big floors, and it looks like he got the one with the really big floors. Which is definitely nice. But I spoke too soon. This probably was one big floor, and then a lot of small rooms accompanying it. But as I say, that crrool definitely died and giving himself a hard time getting through this now, without any seeds and with his Pokemon archetypes. And Pest just plowing through this Bristle. It's not looking good for crrool, but you know, anything could happen in a rando. It's too early to call anything. Drowsee might just have some crazy unburden. It might just send Pest packing. Oh, but Pest getting some stair floors. It's definitely getting very, very close here. But oh, we have Haunters on the last floor. If he gets Haunters stuck in the wall, then it might be a bad time for him. But Pest opting to just, you know, zap cannon everything. He's been getting very lucky with his encounters with Haunters, that they're just not plowing through the walls at him. But he's just having a hard time finding these stairs on the last floor. This might give crrool a little bit of time to catch up if he is able to get some god RNG right now. And he's been getting some good RNG. He picks up a Reviser seed. That's a very big tease. I like to throw out the Reviser seeds even if I pick them up accidentally, but at this point I feel like he's too far behind that if he menus he might throw it. It's do or die time for both these players right now. And Pest is now on the boss fight of Drowsee. Turning off confusion, good call by him. Ooh, and that's a lot of damage, but Stone Edge coming out, killing P-Box, and P-Box gets sent back to floor 1. Oh my goodness. This might be what crrool needs. Oh, that was so huge. But we have to remember that Drowsee could do the same exact thing to crrool. And if he does it on his partner, it might be a 1 HKO on his partner. But that after we see that Dodrio being revived by the Reviser seed, and they're going to be getting sent back to the first floor as well. And holy crap, this ROM has just gotten so interesting. P-Box opting to just run away from the opponent's Curlier. We've seen that Curlier kill things all day today. And he might just be killing the Armaldo right here, and crrool just getting sent back to floor 1 over and over and over again. And Drifloon getting killed by the Curlier, and everyone's just dying left and right. Remember guys, if we get sent to 30 minutes and 30 minutes pass, P-Box wins. So this is all on crrool to get to the side of get to the Drowsee in 60 minutes before P-Box does. You have to be wondering this scenario, is it worth trying to reset, or is it too far into the ROM? You obviously know your opponent is having a very hard time. But if it's the last ROM, if this was ROM 2 and you're up by 1, I would think about resetting at this point, but like, all present, everyone just dying left and right. We have no sustenance in this, in Mount Bristle to just let anyone go. and it's not taking anything. P-Box definitely has the more bulkier team. He just got unlucky with Drowsee. We're seeing that with him only dying once, and crrool just dying over and over and over again. It's tough to see it, folks. Faux Fear definitely will help P-Box in the long run. In terms of just dealing with enemies. It's so hard to tell what's going to happen. I'm interested to see how P-Box is going to deal with the Drowsee when he comes at it again, because one Stone Edge to either of his partners would probably kill him. The tenacity of both these players are amazing. Feels like both these players are definitely not holding their head low, they're just pushing through the garbage that is this ROM. Oh, and that tease by freaking crrool. Seeing the stairs but can't be getting to him. And crrool's just getting bad luck with finding Pokemon. Seems like every floor he goes into there's at least one or two Pokemon that spawn with him. Oh, and a Pure Seed find for crrool. That might be so huge in a scrappy match like this. Oh, but he dies with it before he can use it. That's so sad. Maybe he'll spawn with it. Maybe he'll spawn back with it. And he doesn't. At this point, you should be thinking about trying to use everything at your disposal, especially the I'm at a loss for words right now with just the amount of garbage that's been going on. But this is what the PMD randos are about. These are what the randos are about. And we just see, oh, we see Pest about to go to Drowsee, and that is true. He definitely has Sleep Powder to his disposal. Maybe he'll try to use it on Drowsee. And we're back at Drowsee, the Stone Edge Drowsee, the madman. And he's not going to go for the sleep powder. He's just going balls to the walls. And Stone Edge on his partner, but his partner lives. His partner lives with barely any health, and he's definitely not using that sleep powder. I wouldn't say this fight's free, but his fight's definitely more manageable now. And it looks like P-Box is going to take this ROM and the match with an 18-minute ROM. Oh my goodness. What a match by these two. What a match. That was an insane match. That was a scrappy match right there. Pest, rightfully so, checking through his Pokemon. Drought, huge power by the Drifloon. And crrool just looking so defeated right now. That definitely sucks. Hey everybody, what is going on? Hey everybody, what is going on? And I need to stop the double.
Really bad scene. That was not fun.
Yeah, I have while I fix audio because my audio is so screwed up right now with in regards to other people in Discord channels. That last round was definitely something, and
That was a mean last round.
it was
I'll be honest.
definitely a mean last ROM. I can't find. Why can't I find Discord here? Oh, it's right here.
Yeah,
Fairly sure I should have finished that in about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Or not Bristle, but then I got Stone Edged.
Mm-hmm.
Stone Edged.
The Drowsee was carrying Stone Edge with one shot. P-Box's starter.
Yeah.
After you died to that Drowsee, what was going through your mind right now, or right then?
I kind of just immediately thought I was going to lose, because for the most part, I hadn't seen the Curlios all that much through that Mount Bristle. I got pretty lucky, so I didn't know that they were, like, disgusting. So I was like, oh, he's just going to win, but it just kept going, and, like, he hadn't won yet, so I was like, what's going on? And then I died 3 more times in Mount Bristle, and I kind of figured that we were both stuck in a cycle of death.
So
Yes, we were.
on that note, talking about the third ROM, crrool, you decided to run an Armaldo, which a lot of the more top runners, like whom is just regards as one of the worst Pokemon to run with. Do you have any specific reason why you wanted to run Armaldo?
I didn't know it was that bad.
Understandable. And to be like fair though, it has great stat level up curve. Like at the top levels, it's pretty good, but just 14 health at level 5 is just so atrocious.
Yeah, I definitely experienced that, and that Dodrio didn't help out much either.
Was that the partner, the Dodrio, or was that in a dungeon? Okay. Because I was going to be like, I never saw a Dodrio. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So
that Mount Bristle messed me up, man.
Yeah. So another like psychological thing, Pestilent, you were 1 ROM away from just getting sent out of this tournament 10 minutes into this match. How did you try to change your approach at all going into the last 2 games, or were you just?
Well, I definitely changed it on the third one because I kind of just figured I said I would give myself 2 resets and then I was just running with it no matter what. Because I'm pretty sure I screwed myself over pretty hard on the first one by resetting too many times on Beach Cave.
What was on your Gliscor at the beginning, if you remember?
Gliscor, I think it was like Memento and then Destiny Bond or something.
Okay,
like
so it was trash.
Yeah,
so,
there was one that just had no moves. One had Sandstream, and both my mons had bad HP stats. So I kind of just figured I'm gonna die eventually in the dungeon, so I just kind of reset on that.
Those 2 resets on the first time were definitely worth resetting over.
Yeah. But then, yeah, I just kind of said screw it. On the third ROM, I'm just running with whatever I got. I gotta try for it. So.
Well, this was definitely a nail biter. That last ROM was something to be worth talking about. I wish you luck, Pest, in all the next ROMs. I believe you're gonna play Easton next, if I am correct.
Yeah,
yes.
Easton is up next.
And then you have to play Josh.
Oh boy, I'm gonna kick his ass. Easy.
Easy. Just have the gamer mindset, and then you'll just win. It's that simple.
It's true. It's true. So I got to do some Cincos before. Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I got you.
But thank you for your participation, crrool. It's definitely fun having you, definitely fun watching you, and very interesting to see you run on R4 carts, something I don't think anyone else has ever done before.
Yeah, no, I think I was I think, at least as far as I've seen, I was the only one to run on console, which I think at least that's worth something, right?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Except for my very first match, I ran everything on console.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it's definitely very cool. Or crrool, you could say.
Oh,
anyway, I'm leaving now. That's too bad.
That's a pun I've never heard before.
But yeah, any final thoughts from the 2 of you before we exit out?
No.
I mean, congrats on the win, and good luck on the next few matches. Go beat Valkyrie for me, please, and please please at least surpass Mozzarella, OPOP.
Oh, I got you, dude. Easy.
Easy losers run.
Nah, it was a lot of fun participating. I got about as far as I had expected to get. I mean, at least I got something. So I'm happy.
Yeah, that's fair.
And yeah, thanks for having me here.
Indeed, and keep checking in because I feel like we're gonna do more things with randomizers in the near future.
Well, keep me posted.
Yeah, these randos are super fun.
And I definitely want to see if I can continue this through after the tournament. Because when we had the first one, we kind of just had the tournament, and then we had like a year gap between the first and second one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be it for me. It's going to be it for the mystery dungeon. I believe our next race will be Saturday, actually, as it is posted right now. But we might have more during the week. I'm going to have to start annoying people to schedule their matches. But good playing by both of you guys. Both of you guys fought hard. Both of you guys were very resilient. I commend you for both of that. But anyways, see you.